a lot of people call and they say they're frantic and they're like, oh, I just had this pop up. Oh no, what am I going to do?
Okay.
And
that happens a lot.
It happens a lot because.
Hello, everyone. Lisa Gustafson with Cool FM Live, and we are bringing you this very, very informative SSVEC Business Spotlight today. So a huge thank you to Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative serving our community for letting us talk to CyberEye Zero Trust today. On my far right, I have Mr. Tom Jukes and Mr. Dan Gavin, who are business partners, and they are going to tell us all about CyberEye Zero Trust. So here's what I want you to think of before we get into all the talking and I let you guys jump in, because this is crazy analogy. Imagine opening your business tomorrow and it's gone. Not burned down, not robbed, but digitally erased. All of your files locked, your customers cut off, a ransom demand draining your cash while your operations sit frozen. Not fun.
Terrifying.
Terrifying. So I have to tell you, we have really been chatting it up in the past month and a half, and I had no idea that this happens to so many businesses. I'm going to first introduce you, Tom Jukes over here. So a lot of businesses this is happening to in Cochise County, all over Arizona, all over the entire U.S., correct?
If it's one, it's too many.
That's right. Tell me, why did you start CyberEye?
Because one is too many. And,
right.
And honestly, there are security companies, security defense companies, but they mostly provide services to other big companies.
Okay.
Right. And there was nobody offering anything like this, like Zero Trust, for small businesses.
Okay. And you have that's kind of why you took and ran with this, is for that peace of mind to the smaller businesses, right? Because those are the ones too, they get hit.
Just like everybody else.
And half the time they go out of business.
They do.
50%.
So let me ask you this. Do I need your services if I already have an IT team? A lot of people question this, and here's where I really want to drill down, because people have said, I have IT team, an IT department, we're good. Yep.
We hear that.
I say, no, you're not. What do you say?
You're right, Lisa. You are not. I've worked on 2 ransomware cases specifically, just in Cochise County. And both of them had an IT person. And both of them, their IT person did exactly the same thing that allowed the ransomware to get in.
Okay.
Yes. But the IT team is focused on availability. So in cybersecurity, there are 3 tenets. CIA, and it's not the Central Intelligence Agency, but it's confidentiality, which you don't want anybody to see what you don't want them to see. Integrity, is my data the same as when I left it? And availability. So of those 3 tenets, the tenet that IT teams love to focus on is availability. So that's what they focus on, and that's why we get new clients periodically when ransomware happens.
So how are you any different from other cybersecurity companies? What sets you apart from the others that are out there?
That's a great question also. We're not going to name any of them because we've named people in the past and we've had to
They don't like that.
They don't like that. And their pockets are very deep.
Okay.
So think of it like this. Imagine if when you go to the dentist, the hygienist flosses your teeth.
Okay.
Right? Every 6 months. And then when you come back for your next cleaning and the hygienist says, when's the last time you flossed? And I say, well, you were there. That means so everybody knows that that's inadequate, right? Every 6 months. Okay. Well, imagine you're good at flossing, but that's all you do.
Okay.
You don't brush. You just floss, right? Eventually, you're going to have to deal with the consequences of only flossing, and they're going to be bad, and you're not going to like them. And so it's kind of like that with cybersecurity. There are companies that provide antivirus
Okay.
and endpoint detection and response. Antivirus is proactive, but it's proactive in the wrong way.
Okay.
And EDR is mostly reactive. In fact, that's what the R stands for. Response. You're responding reactively. Ours is a proactive approach.
So you want to be the people that are there before these business owners show up and they're cut off from everything. So I have to tell you, maybe I'm naive to all of this. I had no idea that how often it does happen. So you will come in to these companies, and I'm sure you've heard horror stories. People probably reach out to you when it's, I'm guessing, too late.
Yeah, exactly.
But you will go out and do a free risk assessment, correct?
Totally.
What does that look like? Are you able to tell us what that looks like or how you would help? I don't know. Is that a good?
Sure. Yeah,
that
that's
was not
fine.
on my list, but I felt like that was a good question.
Yeah, that's a good question. So what we'll do is we'll go out there and there's a cybersecurity questionnaire, and it's not overly technical, but you need to have your IT person or someone knowledgeable that knows the answers to answer the question. But it digs into where your vulnerabilities will be, and let's say you don't have a contingency plan if all your network goes down. Well, that would be a vulnerability.
Yeah.
You know, do you protect? Does everybody have admin access in your entire company?
Right.
Those kind of questions, but they're about 70, depending on which one we use. You know, between 40 and 80
Yeah.
questions
To really get a good feel.
get to know, and then we can identify the vulnerabilities that they're open to.
And can I give you a spoiler, by the way?
I would love a spoiler.
Would you love a spoiler?
I would love a spoiler.
Okay. When we're talking small businesses, like less than 30 computers, the answers to those questions are almost always the same. Like we could just bring one
Right.
pre-filled
You
out.
could say, I already know how these
Yeah.
companies are going to
They're
answer
all-
these
yeah.
questions.
It's sad. It's sad.
It is. And I've heard, like I said, I've heard the horror stories of the people that have had to, unfortunately, pay those ransoms, those that can afford. And like you had mentioned, a lot of people can't. And it's just a down trickle from there, right?
Yeah, so even paying the ransoms these days is
Doesn't
not a
guarantee.
guarantee that you'll
Right.
have your data back.
I
or
can't
they
imagine.
won't release it, right? So it's the
He's seen it. He's seen it all.
now we have the triple ransom, right? So the first they ransomware and say we're not going to give this back to you unless you pay us.
Okay.
And if that doesn't work, then they say, okay, we're going to release this to the dark web if you don't pay us.
Okay.
And now they start getting the data and reviewing it and calling those people whose data it is to put pressure on you to
That's terrible.
pay the ransom.
What an absolutely horrible feeling for sure.
50% of the time, if you pay the ransom, they don't release it.
They're not going to be kind and say, "Oh, here you go. Thank you for paying everything we just did illegal." Right? Yeah, that's my guess.
They're businesses.
Right?
They are businesses. Yep.
What is the weakest link in any cyber defense strategy?
Want me to take this?
You, go ahead, Dan. Why don't you answer this one?
I think we're going to have you guys back
the weakest
for
link.
Yeah, you. If you're listening
are
to
the
this.
You're the
link.
weakest link.
So it's the usually the employees, right? So it's
Yeah.
people that love to click on everything. They love to go anywhere, and it's not really fair because right now they hide their links everywhere, in a text message or a blog post or something like that. So training of everybody like, we're tired of it. We don't want to train, because they're used to the death by PowerPoint training that goes on once a year. Right. So we had the philosophy that we want them to have a little bit every week to keep it top of mind. And it's so funny because when the people get the training and I say, hey, can you read this link and sign this?
They click
and
on the link.
They don't.
They don't.
They don't. And it's from
scared.
me.
They're scared.
And I'm like, And I said, that's great. Now that we're on the phone and you know it's me that sent it and you verified it, then
right?
Then you can click now because you know it's me. You took a second channel.
It's very scary. You don't know what to click. People don't know what to do. I had this happen the other day and I called up my friend and I said, what is this invite? It feels awkward. And they're like, then don't open it. Right? But you don't know anymore. So what is the defense in depth cyber strategy? What is depth cyber strategy?
I love it. Okay, so think about, I'll take this one down. Yeah. So think about your house. Okay. Imagine you live in a crime-ridden neighborhood. Okay. You're going to put locks on the doors and more locks on the doors. And then you'll probably add some locks on the doors. And then you're going to put bars on the windows and you might get a dog or 5. And depending on where you live, you might get a gun. And then you're going to lock all the doors. You're going to put all the chains on. You're going to not feed the dog for a day, right? They'll always keep them hungry. That's defense in depth. So that if somebody gets past one of the locks, then they find another lock. Okay. If they try to come through the bars on the outside of the windows, there's bars on the inside of the windows. And then once they get in, all of your valuables are locked in a safe. Now they have to get through the safe, and the safe is in a room, and the room is locked. So now they got to get through.
Are they going to give up by this point, right? Is that
See,
where you?
That's the point.
Was that where you were going with this?
Kind of, yeah. That's where I was going with that.
If there's too many things up,
right? The objective is you want to be a harder target than everybody else.
I love it.
Yes, because hackers, like everyone else, have a little bit of tendency to be lazy, and they want the easy pickings.
They are.
And if you're too hard, they'll quit.
They'll go somewhere else.
Yep.
Good to know. This is why everybody needs to reach out to CyberEye Zero Trust. All of our information is going to be in this link as well on how to contact them for your free risk assessment. Let me ask you guys a couple more questions. Is there any businesses that do and do not need to focus on cybersecurity, or should we all be focused?
This is one of the funny ones that I heard the answer from Tom, and I thought it was the best.
Oh,
what is that?
And he said, if your business does not use email or browsers, then you don't need cybersecurity.
What email? What business doesn't use, right? Everybody. So yeah, answer is everyone needs it.
Everybody.
What if I think I come to you already, I think I have malware, what do I do? First steps.
Disconnect from the internet. Don't turn the computer off. Just disconnect from the internet. So the fastest way to disconnect from the internet is to go find your wireless access point, that thing that's in a closet, and unplug the power.
Okay.
Fastest way to do it.
Okay. Fast way.
And then
just
call
unplug it. Then call.
Then call.
Right.
Okay.
And then, let's see. Do you have, so a lot of people call.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. I forgot this one.
A lot of people call and they say they're frantic. And they're like, I just had this pop up. Oh no, what am I going to do?
Okay.
And
that happens a lot.
It happens a lot because Facebook knows that 20% of its advertising profit comes from scareware, malware, from hackers that are trying to get the users to click on the link or to call their number.
Do this now before you're locked out completely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, the one we saw the other day was crazy. It had something about your Microsoft firewall is broken and you need to call this number. And I'm thinking Microsoft and firewall should not be in the same sentence.
See, I didn't think that. I just thought, nope. But you don't know. People don't know. So that happens.
It's scareware, and the whole idea of the scareware is to get people to call the number. And then they'll say, oh, just give us your credit card, and they'll charge you $45 for nothing.
That happens too often, right?
More than that.
Especially for elderly people. So here's the rule. Microsoft doesn't call you.
Right.
They don't even want you to call
They don't-
them.
Right.
Yeah.
It's never going to happen here. Now, you guys specifically deal, we had talked before about you focus solely on businesses. So although they are extremely knowledgeable on all of this, if you have a home computer or something, we could certainly refer you out to somebody that could help with that. But this is for those businesses that need that extra protection, right?
Yes.
No business too big or small.
Nope. No business too big or small, and no location is off limits. We can go international.
You can do international, and you do have a lot of international
do.
clients, and you have saved some. Tell me your hands down best save story.
Oh, you want to do this one? You want to do this one, Dan? Okay.
This was
There's two of them.
I
Yeah.
totally. This
Well,
one was.
There's two the same week.
Okay.
There was
Okay.
two the same week, but then there was one that was a crazy one where the hacker called and pretended to be a doctor,
Oh yeah, I loved that one.
and he couldn't get in. So the hacker couldn't get in, and his thing wouldn't execute. And he had another doctor on the line, and the doctor was going to
Give him
run
the-
this software and on the line. So the hacker is social engineering this poor doctor. And then they hear something, and the office manager calls up Tom. And
While they're on the phone.
Yeah. Tom, this won't
No.
run. Why won't this run?
No.
Yeah.
So
And
you
that
guys
was
had
it.
stopped. He would have been like right in, like
Owned.
Flynn.
Yep.
Yep. And the other one was sort of the same. There was a group stealing people's
Credentials.
credentials, and then those people had remote access by the companies that we covered to log in. So they
you,
could
everyone's
legally log in. They were allowed to log in, but the hackers got their password. So the hacker got the password, started logging into the main server that they were allowed to be on. So the client
of
had no
information,
idea.
huh?
So they started putting hacking tools.
Trying to put hacking tools.
And they wouldn't start. And they made the mistake of requesting access for a hacking tool
Yeah. At 3 a.m.
at 3 a.m. So, and
So you guys, this is it. This is what you do.
and the same thing happened a week later.
It's crazy.
With
And
another
different customer.
different
it's
customer.
getting so. Every day we hear these stories, and I love that you have come on and agreed to talk to us about it. I would love to have you come back again and tell more stories, and hopefully there's a business out there that can use your services and can reach out to you. Because guys, when it happens, I don't know how much more clear we can be. It is
It's brutal.
dreadful, right? Dreadful, absolutely dreadful. And your business is you have nothing, and then you have compromised all the information of all of your clients, or if you're a doctor's office or a dental office, all of the patients. Don't rely solely on your IT. We're not saying your IT department isn't great, right?
They absolutely
They
fill
are.
a need.
They
Keep
absolutely
them.
do. So please don't call and say
But-
Lisa said our IT is not good. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying get the extra protection.
Right.
help.
It's like
There's-
you need to brush and floss.
brush and
right?
floss. Yeah, and don't forget that they will offer that free risk assessment to anybody that is interested.
And you could save a life, because the last guy that got ransomware, where the IT guy refused to get cybersecurity, the IT guy almost got strangled by the client.
I'm sure probably
The owner.
the owner said,
So save
"You
your
said I
IT
was safe."
person's life.
Again,
You could save a
an
life.
IT guy
Call
or
us
girl. I don't know. Thank you so much, you guys. Again, we have Tom Jukes, Dan Gavin with CyberEye Zero Trust, and they are just a wealth of knowledge. I have never understood any of this until they sit down and explain it. And I love your analogies. I love how easily it is to understand what you do. So if you have any questions for your business, no business too big or small, international, all over, give them a call. And any parting words for anybody?
Next time I'll comb my hair.
Me too.
That's okay. They're good. They're good. And a huge thank you to SSVEC Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, serving our community, for bringing us this business spotlight. Have a great day, everyone.
Thanks.
Oh, am I supposed to say thanks?
Thanks. Excellent
Lisa,
job,
thank
you guys.
Thank you. Was that okay?
That was fun. Are you kidding? It's a little